What's up, everybody? Josh Thickpin here. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. Some of you guys had some questions about the Cube method for Strongman, so I want to hit on everything that I could right now, everything that I can think of for all the questions. First and foremost, I want to say once again thank you to everybody who's bought the Cube method for Strongman, who's believed in the Cube method that Brandon and I have put together, that we've worked on, and just thanks for believing in it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all the PRs coming out from everybody. I'm here at the gym. I just got done with a great training session. As Brandon has said before, we've got some pretty cool announcements coming up about the Cube method and some things that we're going to be doing with Strongman and Powerlifting coming up here. And so that's going to be cool. Look out for that announcement. But guys, also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the differences between the powerlifting and the strongman side of the Cube method, because there are some differences. And, some people have had some questions about that, but here's the deal, guys. The basic ideal, the basic premise of the Cube method is the same for both. The actual programming and the way we rotate the modes and the way we have the main lift set up is the same. However, obviously they're two different sports, so obviously you're going to have some differences. I mean, you're going to have some sport-specific things. And so, for instance, we have a deload week in the strongman version. You don't have it in powerlifting, and I wholeheartedly support that in the powerlifting. In the strongman side of things, because you're beating yourself up so much with the events on top of all of the gym lifts and all the accessory work and everything, we go ahead and do a deload week. But the basic premise of the Cube is still the same. Also, we have event training in there. We have some agility stuff that's important for strongman. And so, but another thing I want to talk to you guys about, one of the questions that I got was, so what about stuff like if I don't have certain things, if I don't have a certain piece of equipment, how do I train that? And guys, it's outlined in the book. If you don't have a certain piece of equipment that's outlined, the way I put the program in the book is, in my opinion, a perfect world. This is the program, but I also give tons of exercises that you can use, that are an option for you to use, as opposed to what's outlined, what's prescribed. As long as you're sticking with the sets and rep range, as long as you're working those same muscles, then feel free to use the other assistance work that is prescribed. Some guys say, like, well, what if I don't have a slingshot? What can I do? Well, the very first thing I would recommend is that you get a slingshot. I mean, get online and order it. Now, I absolutely love the slingshot for strongman, even though there's no bench pressing in strongman. The slingshot is a fantastic assistance work for overhead in strongman. It's a great way to save the shoulders, but as far as, pain in the shoulders, it's a great way to really blast the triceps for overhead and really overload them. You can handle a lot more weight benching with a slingshot than your triceps are used to handling. And so you can really help that overhead go up with the slingshot and blast those triceps. I've used it. It's a great assistance work for me. Also, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the sets and rep ranges and things like that. First off, on max effort day for us, it's not really a difference with the Cube method for powerlifting in strongman. The only difference is that we don't have a set percentage that we're building up to. Okay, like in the powerlifting, you have a certain percentage, and you do that for reps, and then you might increase that over time. But in strongman, because we don't always have a set event or a set lift like you would in powerlifting, where you're building up to a max effort, max squat, and a max deadlift, and a max bench press, then you're going to be using, you're going to be building up to that. But in strongman, we're just looking to get a heavy set done on max effort day, and it's not necessarily building up in percentage over time, but as Brandon and his powerlifting method, in the strongman, you don't miss reps. max effort for us does not mean you go to failure on a lift. If you look in the program, it says 1 to 2 reps on max effort day, and that means 1 to 2 reps. You're gonna pick a weight intelligently that you're actually going to hit 1 to 2 reps for. You know, if that means 90%, if that means 95% of a max, whatever, if on the day you're feeling terrible and you can only go 80%, if on the day you feel better than ever and you know for a fact that you can hit a PR, then you can, but you have to pick it appropriately so that you're making sure you're getting work in. What we're trying to do on the heavy max effort day is just get the body used to the heavy weight, the central nervous system, and really building up that brute maximum power. It doesn't say anywhere on there, miss a lift. And so it's pretty much the same as Brandon's, other than the set percentages. Also, on the rep day, you know, the goal is to hit 8 reps with the prescribed percentage. And if you can get more than that, then you keep going. It's that simple. Obviously, again though, we're not going to failure. You're gonna hit, we want your last rep to be a successful, good, clean lift. And, but if you can get more than 8, then you keep going. And that's the, you know, but you warm up to the weights, and then you hit your all out set. And that's how it's done. There's not a whole lot of difference really. But in Strongman, you know, we're always going all out, hitting max effort repetition sets. You're always getting a lot of tons of lactic acid. You're always getting tons of high rep stuff, even on something like a truck pull. That's, you know, something that the repetition is going to be training, and all as well as the hypertrophy and just getting your, you know, neural pathway set and getting better and better and more efficient at that lift by doing it for repetitions. So you're gonna do that. You're gonna work up to your weight, and you blast away at it, but you don't miss a lift. We wanna be successful at our lifts. As far as the event training goes, you want to pick weights that are prescribed in the program, and stick with those. Don't move up. Don't go heavier. We're trying to really build up speed. We're trying to build up proficiency. When you're going lighter, you can really tweak certain things, little movements, and really figure out the best placement for your hands, or the best way to move your feet, or the best way to breathe properly on an event. So stick with that, because you have your day where you're going to be going heavy. You're going to have your Strongman event day that's heavy. So stay with those percentages. As far as the ladder drills, go watch my video on the ladder drills and the footwork drills. But and you can kind of see what you're going to be doing there. I made one not too long ago. Let me think if there's any more questions. Yeah, guys, just stay with it. Stick with the program. If you got any more questions, you can, you know, post them here, and we'll help you out with those. But you know, every new phase, okay, you can pick a new lift. You can pick a new squat. You can pick a new deadlift. You can pick a new overhead, because in Strongman we're always changing things. We're always mixing it up, and so you pick your percentages based off of that specific lift that you're doing. Okay, so if you're doing a log press, you're not going to pick your weight that you would use on an axle as your max overhead. You're going to pick whatever you can do on a log, and if you don't know them, then you're going to just calculate them. You know, use the same percentages that you typically would use to calculate a max. So anyways, guys, hopefully that's answered a bunch of the questions as far as how to program it. Maybe you could have explained it a little better, but it's just basically do exactly what it says in the book. Some guys out there, they can't do the 6-day program. Actually, one more thing. They say that, you know, the 6 days, it's just not going to work for them. Again, guys, that's the program in a perfect world. You got to do what you got to do to make it fit you, to fit your life, to fit your family, your work, whatever it takes. If you have to take some of these agility days and do agility a day or 2, or some ab work on the other days in order to cut it down to 3 to 4 days training, then do that. I think the way it's laid out is the best possible way. I think it's the most efficient. I think it's the best way to do it. But do whatever it takes for you. It's not gonna you know, the world's not going to end if you have to add some of that stuff on one of the other days. So anyways, guys, once again, thanks for watching. If you got any more questions, hit me up and let me know. Talk to you guys later.